Hi, welcome to Javita's Stampin' Spot. This is actually a video this week. Our church is helping provide the children's program for our national convention, and I agreed to help. I'm getting to share some stamping fun with the kids, so I'm really excited about that. Getting to meet the kids as you watch this tonight because our time with them starts at 7 o'clock. So I wanted to make sure you got to see something this week since I had to take off when I had COVID. And then you saw me live last week, but didn't want to miss another week. So I want to share with you something that's a bit of a challenge for me. What we in the stamping world call simple stamping. Simple stamping is very hard for someone like me that's enjoyed crafting for many years because we always just want to add one more thing, just add a little bit more. And I wanted to show how easily you can make some great note cards with simple stamping. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. So this is one of the free stamp sets during celebration. It's called Stylish Sketches. It's got the, I think it's a fox. I guess you could make it just about any fox, wolf, dog. The ducks, and then this beautiful leaves with some berries on it. And when I first saw this, I have to admit I was a little bit challenged because, like I said, I like to do a lot with it, things. And then I got to thinking, so often we need some cards on hand so that we can just send a note quickly instead of spending several hours trying to come up with cards just to let somebody know we're thinking about them. So I want to show you some different cards that I've come up with using this stamp set. So make sure you're on my email list, and you'll get all the dimensions, sizes, all those goodies. So you have all the details that you need for the cards I'm making today. I am going to use this leaves with berries. I really like this. And I'm using basic gray. So what I want to show you is how you can make several cards. We're going to use on most of them just one ink pad. On some of them, I added a tree that had, of course, had to have green ink, but most of them are just with one. And I really like this greeting on these. It says, "Thankful we are friends." Now, if you know me at all, you know I love to color. So I love these images because they're open so that I can color. And I'm going to grab some watercolor pencil here, which is kind of cool. I know this is watercolor month. And last week I shared with you some watercolor ideas. So many of them are ones that I know a lot of you watching are what we call our avid crafters. You craft a lot. Sometimes it's just good to be reminded of different techniques because when you see it, you go, oh, that's right. I forgot about that. So hopefully I piqued your memory last week and you went, oh yeah, I need to try that again. So I'm just adding, I'm following the lines. They made it easy for us because they gave us lines that we can follow to add just a little bit of depth to our cards. And I apologize, I'm still just a little stuffy. All right, so while I'm coloring here, because you guys all know how to color, I don't need to tell you about that. I want to share with you some of the my goodness, excuse me, let me get a drink real quick. And if I was doing this live, my question would be to all of you, what am I drinking? And I bet a lot of you would be able to tell me what it is. But since this is a recording and not live, for those of you that don't know me, it's a glass of iced tea. I drink iced tea from the time I get up to the time I go to bed. I do try to add some water in. That's my favorite thing to drink. Right now it's either peach or mango tea. One of my demonstrator team members is really sweet. Every once in a while, she'll surprise me and bring me a mango tea from Quick Trip. And that's one of my favorites. All right, so I've colored this and now I'm looking for my, here we go. Whew. All right, so I'm going to mount this on some basic gray cardstock. The samples I'm going to show you are, looking for my adhesive. All right. I'm using basic gray for one of them, and I'm using soft suede for the other two. And I'm using the note cards that we have because these images are not real big. They're perfect for our note cards. And our note cards, we have them in the basic white, we have them in very vanilla, and we have them in craft, which is new. And it's really cool. The craft comes with a box. So you can make these note cards, put them in the box, and give them as a gift, which I think is a really cool idea. All right, so see how that easy this was? Like I said, this is hard for me because right away I'm looking at it going, what can I add? Now I can leave it just like that, but you know me, I can't. So this would be my simple card if I was just going to show you simple. It's stamps. I had two of them, my stamps, my one ink pad, and my cardstock or my paper. So I have to add just a little bit. So I got our classic matte dots. I like it because they've got black, gray, very vanilla, and white. So they hit all the spectrum for the neutral colors. And I'm looking for my new tool. Look at this. Stampin' Up! Has come out with, and you can tell I've already used it, these trays. Now for years, my ladies coming to class have said, where can we get the tray that you always use? Well, I had to tell them, well, it's retired. They've come back with it. You get the embossing buddy, which takes the static off your paper, a brush. This is one of the best brushes we've had for the trays, and these really cool tweezers. Aren't they great? So they are in the July to December catalog that just went live the beginning of July. And I'm just learning how to use the tweezers. Now, I'm going to leave just one of those. Yeah, no, I'm going to do three. All right. So if you were to order this, what's nice with the matte dots is that you get both large and small dots in the 4 different colors. And you always want to do odd numbers. So there's my 3. Then for the inside, I'm going to do Beyond Grateful. And if I was live, I would say, do you know what stamp set that's from? Oh, looky there. I've used it so much it's getting, or it doesn't want to stick. There's a tip for you. If your stamps and are not sticking really well to the clear blocks, what I do for immediate here is I put liquid on my finger and rub it on the stamp, and that'll stick it. But to get it clean, go to your sink, use your dishwashing detergent. I like the Dawn spray because I can spray it right on here. And clean both your blocks and your stamp. Do both of them because they both, think about it, you're touching them with your hands all the time and you're always producing oils and stuff. And then as you pick up your stamps, you're doing the same thing. So they need to be cleaned. One thing I was sharing with my, I guess it was at the open house the other day, is that you need to remember that, and you know me, I use my chamois. If we're using our chamois all the time, there comes a time when you need to pull out your Stampin' Scrub and your spray, our Stampin' Spray, because it helps condition our stamps and makes them last longer. I am almost to my 20-year anniversary, and I have yet to ever have something happen to my stamps that they were getting old or weren't usable anymore. And I think that's because I use the Stampin' Spray on them to help keep them in good condition. So what I do is every once in a while, I take the Stampin' Mist and I add it to my chamois. And then I condition it a little bit. All right. So I just wanted to add a little bit of pattern there. This is the fun little one in this set. I've done a lot with that, and I'll show you here in just a little bit. Different places I've added it. So there you go. there's my simple card. Now I did have to step it up a little bit. I added accessory. You're going to see on another card that I used some of the twine. So let me show you some of the other cards that I made. This is simple stamping this week, so you don't need to watch me do a lot, but I wanted to show you the amazing cards you could come up with. All right, so here's the fox, and I added the tree from Christmas Barn. If you're coming to Stamp Camp, which by the way, thank you to all of you that have signed up. We have it this Saturday and we were at capacity. So we actually had to have a waiting list this year. So I used this tree right here for this. All right, so there's the fox and here's the ducks. So this is in the the Whisper White with the basic gray. Now let me show you the Very Vanilla. So with the Very Vanilla, I chose to go with, hang on, I'm grabbing all the envelopes here. I chose to go with soft suede for my color. And these are my simple stamping. I didn't add anything. I did color a little bit and I added one layer of paper. Here you can see I took the leaf and berry and stamped it as a background. And there's the fox or the wolf. See how I took the dots and just put them on the edge there? Let me show you. Here I put the leaves on the back. There I put the leaves on the front. And there I just did random dots. And then I did the craft. Now those that came to Stamp Camp got to make a card. These are the ones I had them make at Stamp Camp. They did this one. And we did our colored pencil right there to make the tree brown, even though we stamped the whole thing in green. And on this, I used the rustic dots, rustic metallic adhesive dots. And they could do either the fox or, let me grab my ducks. Can't find my ducks. And maybe they'll show up here in the pile. Then today, I decided it'd be fun to make a few more with the packets I had left over from Stamp Camp. So here's one, and I colored the ducks in this time. Decided to be a little more than just stamp ink and paper. And this one, I cut the ducks out. I cut the fox out. Here I added the rustic adhesive dots and some twine. And then on this one, I cut that out and added happy birthday. So look at the wide variety of cards you can make. And I cannot find the other one they made it at my open house, but it was a duck. So kind of like this, but it wasn't colored in because I wanted to show them how quickly they can make cards. So let me show you my idea. So what I did is I typed this up. I took Very Vanilla note cards, and you could do that or the craft, or you could do the white. Saw an ink pad, some watercolor pencils, some dots, and the baker's twine. This twine comes with I think it's 5 different colors. Your white, Very Vanilla, black, and then 2 like craft colors in it. So that's why it's a little more expensive. If you do that, you get the stylish sketches free because they're free with a $50 order. And then I've added some optional ones here. I guess I should hold that up a little better so you can see it. And I want to encourage you to look through this list and come up with which ones you like, the white, the Very Vanilla, or the craft. And if you do 2 of those packages, you would be able to make 40 cards because each of these have 20 cards and 20 envelopes in the packet. And then you can mix and match however you want. This Charming Sentiments is the stamp set that I found I'm using so often. And then the framed dies, or framed occasions, is that Thankful We Are Friends. It's also got a thinking of you and a best day ever wish. So I want to encourage you to think about getting either the white, the craft. Oh, and the craft has that box. I started putting it together. I should have finished it before I made the recording, but it makes a great little box that you can put your cards in and then give it away as a gift. I have been challenged. I'm going to a leadership conference the end of August, and we've been challenged to increase our sales and our recruits from July last year. And I need some recruits and I need a little more in sales. So if you've been thinking about placing an order, I would be thrilled if you could do that here before the end of July. Let me show you the ordering special or the recruit special. It's this beautiful planner. It has 18 months worth of calendar. You've got the regular calendar, and then it's got weekly priorities. And let me show you all the papers that come with this. Look at all of these. So many pages. There's dividers. There are stickers that you can use to decorate with. Look at those. Aren't those pretty? There's a stamp set that you can add. They've also provided 3 notebooks that you can use. So for $99 plus tax, you'll get this amazing planner. It was $45 for me to purchase. So there's a lot of product here. And you get $125 worth of merchandise that you pick out. Plus you get to be a part of my team. Every order you place is you save 20%, which is an amazing deal. So if you thought at all about joining my Stampin' Sisters team, please chat with me. I would love it if you could join me before the end of July and help me with my challenge. All right. I want to draw my puzzle winner. You guys have been amazing at answering the puzzles. And my winner this week is Robin B. So Robin, you will be receiving this gorgeous red ribbon, real red ribbon. So I'll get that in the mail to you because I know you're long distance. Again, make sure you're on my email list so that you get all the dimensions for all the pieces I showed you today. Let's see. I think that's it. Thanks for joining me. Again, I apologize that it was a video, but I want to make sure you got to see something this week while I was stamping with 28 great kids from across the nation. So have an awesome week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.